Welcome gamers. I'm guessing you're gamers, right? Are you ready to dive into the unknown? Today we're exploring the world of Enshrouded. I'll take you through some of the early game content and show you some of the things I've learned in my 200 hours of gameplay. From exploration to building and combat, we'll find out what makes this game truly unique. Stay tuned as we uncover the gameplay mechanics, stunning graphics, and detailed landscape of one of the best open world building games of this decade. Okay, let's play some Enshrouded. So I'll take you through the character creation quickly. Full disclaimer, I've played like 200 hours in this game or something, so it's not new to me. These are all the presets you can choose from. You're gonna get old mutton chops down here. Then you've got some hair, a few different things that you can play with here to customize your character. Of course, you've got a name here. Get a little original, and some lowercase. Create that one, confirm. Jump into private. You can host and you can join online games. I haven't actually played online. I enjoy these games, sort out my own pace and just cruising along. I've got lots of hours in other games where you work with other people and it is enjoyable, but sometimes you just need a break from people. So now that that's over, let's start. Bit of an intro video. I'll let yous watch it.
An enthralling gift to the people of Embervale. The elixir. It was a cure, a blessing, a weapon. Once concealed by the ancients, its might had been set free. With it came power, mistrust, and a longing for more. Humanity dug the elixir wells, ripping apart the land and each other to quench their thirst. Elixir and blood, a drop for a drop. But from the depths of the wells, an unforeseen curse crept into Embervale. The Shroud, a ruinous fog which sought only to spread and devour. Facing their downfall, ancients and humans united to forge the Flameborn. Now, your time has come. Awake.
So I'm not really too sure on the lore of the Flameborn. Even though I've played a lot of hours, I'm not sure about how we were forged, but it looks like it had something to do with these chambers, perhaps. I can't run this game on full graphics settings. I'm about midway, I think, or I think I'm set on the performance. Let me just double check for yous. I'm on a 2060 Super 3700X CPU. Yeah, so we're set to quality at now. This is basically just for recording. But if I set this to full settings, it will eat my GPU. But the game looks amazing. Commune with the flame. You've slumbered for too long. Sounds like real life. Construct a flame altar. So that's basically your, what would it be? Like your claim to a spot of a piece of land. So anything you build within there, you can terraform this entire world. So anything you build within your base area won't get terraformed back to normal. So when you reload the game. So we claim a spot for our base. So we've got to place a flame altar down somewhere, which takes a little bit of stone. We'll get in a second. So there's plenty of lore to this game, but there's not a lot of liveliness. Besides the enemies, there's really no NPCs. And I would love to see some villagers in here with NPCs and, I don't know, a little bit more of a life simmy sort of feel. Would be amazing. This game is already great, but that would just take it to another level. So that's actually from the wizard that you unlock. eventually. The alchemist, that's right. You're pretty much free to do as you please straight from the start. There's no other way down besides the cave over here, I don't think. Not without the chance of death, so we'll follow the path down here. Into the cave. I think there's a little bit... You got these loot chests you can pick up some things from. That'll come in very handy. Bandages are great. Even end game in my other game, I still just use bandages. Into the deep darks. Everything is going to be a little bit hard to kill, which is good, because in my other game, it's just gotten a little bit easy. It'd be good if the enemies scaled a little bit. So it doesn't look like there's... What have we got up here? Oh, right. Terraforming tool or explosives. So we've got some grenades here. Throw one of those. Throw another one. And we're in. So these are your sort of higher tier chests. And then you've got gold chests that'll give you good loot too. So just going to put that into slot 1. Alright, I'm not going to read all of that. But yeah, there's plenty of lore. So when you get the time to play through, I actually started reading a lot of the stuff and I did enjoy a lot of it. So it's well worth it. But sometimes you're in the Shroud getting attacked by stuff and you really don't have the time to read things, which is annoying. So okay, so that down there I'm pretty sure will kill me. If I look on the map, it doesn't show it. So if the fog's blue on the map, you're safe. If the fog's red, red means dead. Collect another torch. If your torch runs out of durability, it'll break and you'll have to craft another one. But if you keep repairing it, it'll stay alive forever. So I usually carry one in each 5 slot. Sometimes you will be using them for that long that they might break. Control to lock onto your foes. Press 4 to dodge out of harm's way. Press... Oh, mouse 4. So that's your little dodge. Control to lock onto targets. I don't really lock onto anything. I just swing. Has a slight sort of auto lock ability. Let's change to my axe. Sort of hoping that was a little more eventful. Alright. So if you get a weapon that you don't want, we'll have a look here. 11 damage, 0.6, 0.6, 2. So it really doesn't make much of a difference, but I like the axe. So if you salvage this, you're going to get some coins, and that'll be good for upgrading weapons later. Go and kill these guys. And these are good to keep for crafting later, the Shroud spores. And yeah, so as you collect items in the world, new items, it's going to give you new recipes to craft. So it entices you to go out and explore and find all the different types of resources and whatnot that you need. Which I think is a really good mechanic. So an exploration game built around exploration. Well done. Already getting a little bit framey here. It's not... Might just drop down to... I'll go to balanced. And then we'll just put up the voxel models to balanced. And that's about it. And that gives us pretty good quality. Should give us some better frames. So right around the world, there's so much to discover. Like, it is ridiculous. You just go off into some random direction and find a tiny little hole in the ground that turns into some ridiculous cave network that takes you an hour to clear out and explore. And it is actually really fun. While equipped with a shield or melee weapon, press right mouse button to block. A well-timed block will parry the attack. I'm a bit of a hack and slash Don't really bother too much with the mechanics. I only just started using my shield at level 25, so got to level up. Look at us go. High tier players. Go and have a look at these one. So if you ever find these around the world, the glowing pieces of paper or books or whatever they are, they're going to give you new missions more than likely, if not just a little bit of lore, so you can find out a bit more. Alright, you've had the chance to read that one. I don't think I read any of this when I was starting off either. I get really like giddy in new games and I just need to go and see the mechanics and explore and play around, so. Eventually I did get into the lore a little bit. So we'll go and check this. No lockpick. We can craft them eventually. What's up here? It's always good to just run off in random directions and look for things, because you're bound to come across a chest or something useful. What's this one? Bit more lore. New location charted, so here we go. And that's good, because that could be a resource mine or who knows. Not much going on. So you can build your own base. You get a comfort level eventually, which I'll show you. Oh, there's a rat there. And then see him. Take his fur. Okay, so if we come down here, should be able to get, where was it? This one? Pick up that. Break from tedious work, my bones are sore, but the warmth of a fire a little shelter. When you get close to these random fires, they'll automatically light up. So we've got warmth, we need sheltered and comfortable. So if we sit down, if we can sit down, no, there's no seats. Get in the bed, we should get comfortable. Sleeping, warmth, comfortable. No. Okay. Well, if we had a chair, we could sit down and we'd be comfortable, but we wouldn't be sheltered there. But that'll give us a little bit of a stamina buff anyway. So we will collect water from these wells, which is really good for a little stamina buff. I usually always keep water on me. Get a few of those. And we'll put them into our 6 slot, because that's where I remember them. And we need to go over here, reach the plains and claim a spot. And here we are. Claim a spot for your base. So we need to get some stones. We can pick up the smaller ones. There we go. It should give us 3. Pretty sure we need 5. And we press V, not B. Quickly navigate different categories. Blah, blah, blah. There's a wolf close. It's not coming to kill me. That's okay. So press V, craft an altar. And we'll put that one into a slot. It already went into a slot. So you can press Alt to switch between your tabs down the bottom there. And this area is good enough for your first base. You don't need anything too insane. But if you want to build a cool little starter base, you can. Some nice little hills and stuff you can dig into. You can build yourself a shack. I usually just go and claim an area. Whoops, that's already... That was the wrong button. Got a little bit of shelter or something like that. It's good. There's a really good starter home. Just a little bit to the west. I'll see if we can get there, but I don't know if we'll have time today. Okay, so a little bit more stone. I'm going to go and get started down the hill here. Switch that out. Click 2. Hopefully no wolves show up. So you can see the yellow border. That's the border of your land. just going to go and build down here because it's nice and close to where everywhere we're going to have to go. And not really too fussed about the position. You are not alone. There are other survivors drowsing in the nearby ancient vaults. So you go around and collect a bunch of NPCs that'll give you extra crafting options, basically. They don't do a lot more besides that. Sometimes they yell at you in your base and you'll have a new mission. So we can upgrade the altar, extend its building range, Shroud cores. If we get 10 of the Shroud spores, we can craft those. I think we may need one of the NPCs for that, actually. We'll check that out. You can strengthen the flame, take few ingredients. That'll give you access to higher levels of the fog, or the Shroud, I should say. So Shroud passage level, and a little bit extra time in there. Attribute bonus for your character, and that's about that. And you can reset your skill tree if you want to change your character build. And deactivate the altar, that'll give you a 30-second countdown, and then it will disappear. So you have a limit of how many altars you can place. So at the moment I can place 1, level 2, I can place 2, so on. Okay, so what do they want us to do? Travel through the Shroud. Find the sleeping survivor. Okay, so we're already off on a mission. We can craft a construction hammer, campfire. I wonder if we need any of it, to be perfectly honest. We'll craft a crappy shield, because shields are actually good. Construction hammer, campfire. I think that'll do us to go for a jog into the Shroud. We don't really need to build anything at the moment just yet. So we'll go and do this first quest and see what happens, because it's not telling us to do anything else. That's all it said. Place the flame altar and go for a run. So I guess off we go. 300 meters into the Shroud. Okay. A little bit more lore there. Wooden arrows. Only use arrows to press buttons in the hollow halls. So I don't think I'd do an archer build in this game. Certainly in Skyrim, but not in this. So I guess we can just place a couple of things. I'll show you a few of the basic mechanics with building and whatnot. So we'll do a construction hammer. And I guess a campfire. You're better off with a fireplace because they don't break. Club, bow, wand, workbench is what we need. So we need 3 string and 6 more wood logs. String. Okay. Go and get a little bit of wood. Just, oh, you can't hold the button down. Once you make an axe, it's much faster. I know this is an axe, but it's a combat axe, apparently, and it doesn't chop wood as well as a wood chopping axe. So, there you go. At least in this game. Get a little bit of honey and wax from them. They're good for your different types of foods and stuff. Give you a bit of a buff on your character. And I always go with these purple berries early game. They're good food. It's good food, mate. Bit of bush tucker. Doesn't seem to be a lot around. But that lives in our 8 slot. Okay, so it's coming night time. You can skip through night time if you get a bed. And I guess that's probably a good reason. Get rid of that one. Save us having to craft a bed. Just go back up to this other one. So all your different types of foods, I'll just show you. Wax. Should have a consumable symbol on it. So there we go. It's going to give you +2 health generation for 30 seconds. Which is good enough for now. It's all you're getting early game. +15 stamina recharge for a minute 30. So yeah, all your different little bits and pieces will give you food buffs, and there's other foods that you can craft eventually that'll give you more, better buffs. A bit later game. Little rabbit hanging out. I don't think he was really making use of the fire, but I'm gonna pretend that he was because it's cool. Okay, so place down our flame altar. Just make sure that that area is inside it. That looks good enough. Now this is all ours. And it's night time, so we're going to lay down. He's going to have a nap for a little while. So it's not actually giving us rested buff for some reason. And we're not sheltered enough. Can I hide in this little gap? There we go. We managed to shimmy it. We've got it. So we get a bit of a rested buff. That's really good. Keep us going. And we'll just craft. I don't want to move because I don't want to lose this buff quickly. There we go. Alright. So we're just going to craft a workbench. String. Why can't I make string? Plant fiber. Okay. Couple of these. And those. And a workbench. That has gone into my 8 slot. Wrong 8 slot. And then we can just place this down anywhere here. You just click on that. It's going to repair everything out in our inventory. So we can make our first glider, but we've got to get some shroud wood, animal fur, and string. And then you've got some house blocks, roof blocks, road blocks, storage containers, and your grappling hook, which is very important. We've got to get that one. Metal scraps, string, and shroud spools. Okay, let's go for a wander into the shroud. I think first time coming through here I was very tentative, worried, I guess, but not so much on my second playthrough. Click that quickly. Took me probably 200 hours or however many hours I've got in this game to figure out that shields are actually good. I always carried one, just never pressed the button. As soon as we get in the shroud here, we're going to have a timer, so... A little drink, get some extra stamina regen. Now we can go and collect these and give us some shroud liquid. Crafting, well, fall damage is very bad in this game, be careful. So honestly, by the late game, I haven't used a lot of these ingredients. I haven't used a lot of each ingredient, so if you get a little bit here and there, it should be enough to keep you going through most things. Get our shroud monster. Let's see how much damage he does. Oh, let's test out our shield. Yeah, take that. Get parried. So that just knocked him straight out. Let's parry this guy. So the parry's very effective. And the shield's very effective. Sigil Ring of the Elder Guard. Stamina. Stamina and health. May as well chuck it on. Nothing else. A bit of loot on the ground. These things will refill your time in the shroud, so if you're getting a little bit low and you're far away from being able... You can't teleport in here anywhere, so they're good to just keep your shroud time back up. And I think it gives you a few minutes. It doesn't fill you right up. It fills me right up because I'm low level. But eventually it won't. Those things you want to hit with range because they will ruin your shroud time. I'm not sure if it'll kill me. I'm scared. So how about we do that? So don't go within that bubble, or it's just taking it down a little bit. But you imagine if you're in the depths of the shroud and you have no way to get out quickly, you don't want to hit those things. Okay, so where are we going? 260 meters this way. So we'll just keep jogging through. I don't think there's a path there. Can't see a lot. Scale up this. I don't have enough stamina. Just wait a second, get that back. It's very slow. So you can see you definitely want some stamina buffs in the future eventually in your character. I put a few attribute points into stamina. Okay, so we could have taken that bridge across the shroud if we had the grappling hook, but we just haven't crafted that yet. I might die. That archer. Oh my. Okay, I did die. It just didn't tell me that I was dead. When you die, you're going to drop a few items. Mainly a lot of your collectibles and things like that. Like resource items and whatnot. Anything, weapons and whatnot, is going to stick with you. Okay, so I eventually got my gear back from that guy. Took a couple of deaths. Get back on the journey here. So I might just stop quickly and I will show you through the menus quickly. So world itself is pretty massive. I think you can only do about half of this actual map at the moment, but in saying that, it is still extremely detailed. A lot of handcrafted things, so it really feels a lot bigger than a lot of other games with massive worlds. So don't hate it too much for that. Got our journal. Go back and see your lore, tutorials, quests, crafting menu. Obviously, we've got our backpack, our character menu, so we can equip all that different stuff. You can have a different slot for superficial items, things to just make your character look how you want them, which is good. And then we've got a skill tree, so it's all a little confusing to look at it initially, but eventually you get there. It's not that intuitive. You've sort of got to hover over everything and you can guess and read, and it takes a little while to figure it all out, but you get there eventually. You just sort of got to decide on your character build, I guess. So I'm pretty sure we get the blacksmith from here. I'm not entirely sure. When you're within them, press C to crouch and hide. Use them to sneak up on enemies. I never used that. Didn't even know it was a mechanic after 200 hours. Wow, okay. I didn't see these bushes. I'm hiding. Look at the bush move, that's cool. Where am I? Where am I? Okay, anyway. We don't need to hide. We got an axe. We can go and smash these guys. Alright, you're going to have to read that because I can't. Okay. The bees can be a little bit annoying. I usually used a wand to kill them, but I don't have a wand, so... Okay, so if you miss your first block, or a block, you can't blocked up, I don't think. It's okay, we respawn right here because we've got a spawn point. Oh no, we're back on the other side. Okay, so I just made it back over, and I had a thought along the way. If you keep one of your altars spare, you can always place that down as a spawn point if you're traveling to new areas. So it's just good to keep that in the back of your mind, because sometimes you'll get into the situation where you die over and over again, like I am now, and it's going to be a pain in the ass to run back and forth, especially when you're trying to record a YouTube video. So we're going to go and get a little bit cheesy with these guys, because it's one thing that I usually do. We're going to try and find a little spot that I can get to without dying, that they can't get to, which I think up that ladder's the spot, and we'll be able to recover our health. Why not read a book while we're waiting? Okay, we don't have any health regeneration besides our items at the moment, so eventually you will get some skills that'll give you those buffs. So we're just going to wait for things. I want to try this sneaking mechanic quickly, actually. We've lost their aggro. Go and hide in the bush. He doesn't see me, but he's not looking at me also, so. I can't really test it, unfortunately. You can definitely hear your footsteps, though. Yeah, it's a bit of a pain fighting two of them at once. Just bait them in, wait for them to finish their attacks, and then go in and have a swing. Eventually they will get harder. They'll counterattack and things, so let's just get in there and finish that guy off, because we're sick of dealing with him. Oh, I may be able to craft my grappling hook with that. Can repair our gear here. Don't really need to, but we will. And these barrels explode if you hit them with anything ranged. So I don't really have anything besides a grenade, which really is going to explode anyway. So sometimes it'll uncover a hidden chest or something like that. So if you ever see them, pop them open. What does this bloke want? See, you could try and time your parries and all the rest of it, and it's all well and good. But if I stuff up, he kills me. So I can just evade his attacks and do that instead. Either way. Play how you want to play. Cinder vessel is a delicate contraption, still volatile. Any new spark thing? Okay. Looks like we've got the blacksmith. A little like, could be a little bit more epic, I feel. Just what's that? Okay. That was fun. There's no like, oh, you got a new, someone new. And that's about that. So you can travel all the way back there, but that would be silly. Unless you want to go on a little journey, a little adventure somewhere. That's the fun thing about this game. You don't really, like, I sort of eventually started following the quests, but mainly I was just running around and trying to get to higher tier areas before I should get there. So I'd get better loot. Yeah. Okay, so what have we got here? from simple twigs. Can I craft it in my inventory? I can. Okay. Now we're going to travel to that one. I was meant to go there and I didn't actually know. I thought that was my home. So, anyway. Grappling hook. We are missing 7 string, which we needed plant fiber for. So we'll go and get that quickly. Grappling hook is ultra handy. You eventually get an advanced one that you can grapple from further away. And the gliders are a massive part of the game. You really need to make them. And getting the N1, the ghost glider, is level 30. I cheesed it a little bit. I think I got it around level 20 or something like that. But basically I wasn't fighting a lot of the enemies. I was just jogging past them and trying to get the loot. So we'll see if we got enough there. I was too busy babbling on. What are we looking for? Strings. We needed 7. That's not going to be enough. Be nice if there was a few more bushes around. Make this a bit quicker. But yeah, as you can see, the world looks amazing. I think it's a little bit framey at the moment for me, probably because I'm recording and stuff as well, but I don't know how many we had. String 7, perfect. And I think we could potentially get over to the starter house quickly. I'll see if we can. Grappling hook. We want that one. Glider would be good. We have to go and get some shroud wood and stuff. Would actually be really handy. So for shroud wood, you just go into the shroud and chop the trees in there. That'll get you shroud wood, animal fur, killing animals, and string, as you just saw, was plant fiber. So I'm going to go and gather those quickly and I will make the glider. Alright, let's craft this glider up. And we'll double check that it's equipped. Equip that one, equip that one. And off we go. We're going to try and make it to the second house area. So this is the one I like to go and claim early game. Just gives you a really good comfort buff. It's got some like farming land and it's just a cool house. So should have got my rested buff back, but I didn't. So we should be able to go up this way. That consumes stamina, so just make sure you got enough before you go jumping around. I don't think that's... probably jump up there, but we'll just go this way. Oops. Eventually you get a double jump. I was trying to double jump there, but I don't have it obviously. This has got a lot of explosive barrels and enemies. So I'm just going to avoid it. Looks like I may have pissed them off already. Get some berries. That wolf's going to catch me. But what we're going to do is try and fight away. Pretty sure we have to go through this cave. And our house is on the other side, so you can get here early, you can get a pickaxe or something. You don't have to grapple, you can just destroy the terrain to get to pretty much anywhere. Maybe a little bit of loot hidden through here somewhere. Some wolves. So we're just going to try and get past them. Can get up here, which is not good. Don't know if I have enough stamina to make the climb. Just. So we'll just get that back quickly before we go past the next one. He's onto us. He's figured it out. Quick little hibbity jump. Let's go. We made it. We're safe. I have no idea where I am. So you collect sparks from these, which are basically crafting items. There we go. We get our spark. That doesn't lead where we want to go. So yeah, generally you can get past a lot of things, just sort of de-aggro and time it so you don't run out of stamina in a bad spot, and you're pretty good. We've made it. We've made it to the house. So I think we're going to put down a flame altar up here, and we're going to call it for this one, I reckon. Get a few more berries on the way. I don't think I have any stone, so these. So if you can make it here, this is a good little place to just start. You don't have to do any work to the building if you don't want to. You can fully restore that eventually once you unlock the pieces if you really want to, which it'd look nice. I'd actually love to see someone that had gone through and rebuilt some of the places in this game, but I sort of thought of doing it myself, but just not got around to it. So you got everything you need in here to keep going. With a fireplace, collect that. That'll give me some charcoal, I think. A little bit of loot. None of this will spawn back. None of the loot will spawn back once you claim it as a house, but it's got a couple of beds, bedrooms. A couple more there. So if you're playing multiplayer, everyone's got a room. Well, 4 people have a bed at least. There's an attic up there that you can get to, but you have to jump up. So you can probably build an internal set of stairs or something up to it and use the floor space. Do your farming here. It's just good to save you a little bit of stuffing around in the early game. So usually chuck it around here. So it doesn't cover the entire area just yet. If you get out a building tool, maybe that one, and it'll show you your border that you've got. But eventually you'll upgrade the space and it'll cover all of it with absolutely no worries. And then anything you terraform within this area will sort of stay terraformed. So I'm just going to teleport back over to the main base and show you how to place down your NPCs quickly. So we'll just have to craft the summoning star. So it's just twigs. Then we don't want to do that. Okay, so if you've got B, if you press B, it's your backpack. But if you have your construction hammer selected, it goes into the building. So stop being a pain in the ass. So anyway, it's already gone into our inventory. We will press, what's the button? Just click? No. So we're going to press B, select them, and then they're going to pop up. And basically wherever we place them, they're going to stand forever and not do a lot. He's got a mission for me.
Watch out, sparks flying.
So yeah, they'll give you a few missions. He'll give you things, a couple other things to build. Get some felling axes. It's much better to use your axes. Obviously need pickaxes. Because you can tunnel anywhere through the terrain. If you're trying to get up a mountain or trying to get some height to use your glider, then you can sort of tunnel your way up, scale your way through. A little bit of armor. So nothing too fancy, but this is all you're starting. There is a lot of items in the game eventually once you get started. So yeah. Alright. I think we're going to call it there, I reckon. Thanks for joining me, everyone. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons, and I'll see you in the next one.